We are back with another Age of Empires 4 casted game. We got two gentlemen that face each other every single time. The first one is Vertex, playing in the color blue as the Order of the Dragon. And in the color purple, it's Give You Anxiety, playing as the Ruse. Welcome everybody, how are you doing? If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to watch more Age of Empires 4 content. Have plenty of videos coming up every day from top level players like these two guys. So I got Vertex. He's playing against the Ruse, so need to kill the deer here. An important fact here is, like, I read one in the comments, like, because in one video I said, like, oh, you know what, killing deer doesn't make any sense for a game. Like, how come you get gold by killing deer, you know? And it's like one of the comments, they told me that a relic told them that the Ruse get gold by selling the carcasses of the deer, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. I haven't read much about the history of the Ruse civilization, but you know, it makes sense. It makes sense. But I was like, I'm not really bothered about it, just because it's like, you know, it's just a game, so just chill out. Now, I understand that Age of Empires have like a very high standard for historical accuracy when it comes to the gameplay, because a lot of people are like, wow, this really is like how they used to be in that civilization, and a lot of people enjoy that. So I appreciate all the little details that they have put. Now, if you're thinking about buying this game, you should definitely check it out. Like, you don't even need to buy the expansion, just the regular game has a lot of content for you, a lot of civilizations. I assure you, like, even with 6 months, you won't be able to be good with all of them. Like, really, there are so many of them, and even 1 year, I think. So even if you think like, oh, there are 6 new civilizations with expansion, it's like, yeah, they are, but it's like you still have plenty of room to play with. Was it GOA aging up with the Golden Gate? That's a very interesting decision, just because normally you will see the Kremlin go on front to protect the gold, and next to the wood line to give some extra gathering resources. But the Golden Gate is something that we don't see very often. I will explain to you what it is as soon as this is built. Meanwhile, the Archon Chapel going for Vertex. Now remember, the Order of the Dragon doesn't play the same as the Holy Roman Empire. Although you could try, and I have tried before, and I have some decent success when it comes to the Order of the Dragon. Like, I just go Imperial, I get my Palace of Swabia, and I start getting the map control, getting a lot of stone for sure, putting keeps everywhere. So for sure, the first keep I put is in my base, and so I need to make sure I don't die on the trying, and then I can go and put like a keep here, a keep here. I start focusing a lot on the villagers, and it kind of helps. The lack of military, actually, having keeps helps you to survive. So what is the Golden Gate? The Golden Gate is basically a market, but you see that in normal markets, which we don't see one yet, the normal markets have a rate that gets changed based on how much resources you buy. For example, usually it starts with 100 gold for 100 food. So the more you buy food, now 100 gold is like demand increases, so the same number of gold can only provide you, like, I don't know, 20 food, something like that. The same with selling. So what this does is always have a favorable rate for you to buy in exchange. Always, it's like you're gaining resources, actually, like 100 gold for 150 food, and you take it. And it's actually a really great landmark. I love the design of this, the red bricks and everything. Beautiful. scout will try to be annoying here. Double Broadaxe going out for Vertex, already having the stable here. Only one stable. I guess he will choose to start harassing his opponent. If you don't know about Vertex, well, he's actually from my country. He's Peruvian. I'm not sure where he lives now. South Africa? I'm not fully sure where he lives. But he's a very aggressive player, and I always had fun watching him because he always there to do like things that usually, I don't know if most players will do it, but I definitely won't. Takes a lot of risk, so it's always very fun to watch him play. I put a link in the description to watch him if you want to watch him on Twitch. We see Knights already going out for GUA. Let's call him GUA for now. Give you anxiety, it's a little bit of a long name. Now when it comes to the Order of the Dragon, these horsemen are kind of strong. They have 15 attack, and you know, they count like pretty much like 2 horsemen. So when it comes to fighting, even like 2 of them against 1 knight should be able to make a decent fight. Yeah, pretty decent fight. I'm gonna try to put the scouts here to gain some time. That's one thing that these players do, is like try to get as much time as possible. And you see the knight here for the ruse. It's such a cool design. I mean, when you zoom in, you notice that, yeah, these units don't have a lot of details. Although there was one time somebody paused, like, there is a mode where you can have the free camera in the game and you can really zoom in to check the faces of the villagers of whatever unit. And we saw the Holy Roman characters, and it was like fully detailed, the faces. Like, what is this? What kind of art he is? Even though you will never see it, it's there. It's there. Now this, against 2 knights, I think GUA has the advantage. The good thing is that Vertex can move around with the horseman, so he should be in a pretty good spot. More knights coming up for GUA, he should be pretty safe already with 3 knights. We already see the response for Vertex is gonna be the Spearman. Not any kind of a Spearman, this is the gilded Spearman. They count pretty much like 2 Spearmen if you want to think it that way. Of course, they have other bonuses if you get some unique upgrades for them, but you can think about like okay, I have 2 Spearmen, and here it's like you have 6 horsemen. Basically, they occupy 2 populations, so you can think about it that way. You already see the Spearman. Let's see if GUA will go for a response for the archers. He has the wood to create one. Vertex will go for a raid here, but managed to get 1 villager kill actually. Really, this horseman actually doing a really good job. But I think for this fight he has to run, and indeed he runs. There's too many knights here. Knights are a really strong unit in the game. They're very expensive, but if you manage to have a lot of them on the field, you're in a pretty good spot. See, Vertex already going for early farms. Because just as the Holy Roman Empire or the Order of the Dragon, you want to be close to your Icon Chapel to get that bonus. And also, you want to play really safe. Look at the Spearman. They don't really care how tanky those Spearmen are. Screenshot here. Like, those Spearmen don't really care. They're like, I'm just gonna attack. And GUA losing a lot of knights, actually. 1 knight left. That's not a... And he gets stunned. Looks like the knight will go down. And GUA loses all his knights. That's a terrible trade. These knights cost 240 resources. So it's pretty bad. And now, the High Trade House is gonna be built here for GUA. Wondering if Vertex knows about this. Sneaky little Vertex has the scout here, but I don't think he has scouted the high trade house. It's a little bit more, dude. Here we go. We'll see it. Actually, the wood line doesn't allow you to see it. I should be able to see it soon. 3, 2, 1, come on. Dude, it's right next to you. You don't see it. I think it's gonna be a surprise for Vertex. He must be like, what the hell? They're already finishing. And this is the time where it's like, if you have seen he was aging up, you could have like go into the landmark and actually try to get some villagers, because it's where you're aging up is your most vulnerable position in the game. Just because your villagers are not working and you need to save resources for having the next upgrades, and so maybe you don't create units because you want to have the upgrades first, and it's a really bad spot. Vertex just gonna patrol with these units here. Do a nice reaction from GUA. Against this number of horsemen, the knights should have a slight advantage, but like if you think about it, these are like 6 horsemen, so still gonna have a tough time when it comes to numbers. Elite upgrades, sorry, veterancy upgrades coming soon for GUA. More raids coming here. Vertex trying to get as much time as possible. No monastery yet for GUA. It's focusing on dealing with this annoyance here. And we see Regnis Cathedral already being built for Vertex. It's gonna be on the back of his base. When it comes to the relics, you want to get as many relics as possible as the Holy Roman Empire or the Order of the Dragon. Just because the Regnis Cathedral will give you extra resources, 100% gold while garrison. So technically you have, if you get 5 relics, it's like having 10 relics here, which is pretty amazing. It's like 800 gold something a minute. That's a lot of gold. You can sustain a really long game if you manage to get those relics. It's like Vertex went for the boar here. A little bit of a bold move with those knights around. If he finds this out, it's gonna be a disaster, but you know what? You have an outpost here. You know what's funny too? These villagers are quite strong. And they can actually do good against some ratings. You see some people sending the knights here, and you can just grab the villagers, attack them. Actually do quite a good job when in big numbers. Looks like GUA. I try to get a villager here, but looks like it's not gonna happen. Outpost already here. He has the stone. He's not mining a stone, so no fortified outpost yet. He's gonna rely on his units. Now the Gilded Knight is here, and this guy is really something. We'll manage to kill the scout here. Look at that one-hit KO. That guy is so big. Another Gilded Knight coming. Also, Veterancy coming for the Spearman too, but there is another raid coming on here. Does he know about this? He does know about this. He should be able to react quite quickly. Relics are gonna be captured somewhere in this map. I'm not exactly sure where. But there is one already for Vertex. Monastery already there for GUA, so he should be able to contest some relics. But Vertex already having some units here. And these are no ordinary units. These are already veterans, so they're pretty damn strong. 14 attack, plus 46 against cavalry. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. They really melt cavalry units. It's so strong. More raids coming here for GUA. Already killed 2 villagers, which Vertex shouldn't be worried about too much, because if his plan is going for Imperial Age, which looks like apparently, have a lot of food here, and he's a little bit close to get there. Looks like this scholar, not Angola, we're gonna be able to reach that relic. That's the good thing about the Rus. They have their warrior monks are pretty fast. When it comes to gathering relics, they are pretty good. Always feels good to have a mounted monk, because you can go faster. That really goes down. Like this spearman went down here. Another raid gonna happen. Walls coming out in the south of the map. This is a number of knights you don't want to fight against with. Or you do? I don't think so. There's too many of them. I'm talking about upgrades. No upgrades coming for Vertex in terms of melee. GUA have the advantage here, has +1 melee damage. It's something, you know. Everything counts when it comes to RTS. Everything scales exponentially. Look at that spearman. A couple of spearmen. But that's not enough against this mass. 2 relics already there for Vertex. Like UA haven't been able to get 1 relic. Looks like he's gonna go for the safe one in his base. This one should be pretty safe for him. I don't think he's gonna have a trouble with that. Vertex already sending all his units to the one in the top. Let's take a look at the scholar, the prelate. No, how you call prelate, scholar, monk? What's the logic behind those? And this spearman is like, where's my team? Classic. Yeah, the prelate will have to go back. You need all your army here to deal with this, and this is an army that can take down this. Look at that! Run for your life, Forrest! Run, Forrest! Oh, looks like he's gonna go down. Yeah, he will need another prelate. He already have one. And another raid comes for GUA here. This time with a lot of knights here, no +1 range armor yet, so these units are gonna take quite a considerable amount of damage when it comes to the TC range. There are enough spearmen here. Another warrior monk gonna get that relic. Looks like GUA will get the 2nd relic for himself. Not a bad spot. Actually, as the Holy Roman Empire, you don't want to have 3 relics, you want to have at least 4. Like 3 is okay, but you're not leveraging the amount of gold this thing can give you. Already giving you a lot of gold actually, but can be better. And looks like Vertex may have a chance to get that monk down. Will he be able to see it? He doesn't see it, but he still needs to deal with those knights at the same time. Raids happening on Vertex side. Villagers gonna get garrison here. The knights just gonna do whatever they want here. Gonna get a lot of villagers. It's a very tough spot. Vertex actually managed to take down the warrior monk. He's already with the prelate here. Looks like he's gonna come back, so he needs to come back with his army. Sending some horsemen here, more spearmen coming. The reinforcements are not here on the base. He needs to wait for the reinforcements to come, but the reinforcements are basically scolding the prelate. This is 23 knights for GUA. This looks pretty bad. Look at the villager count. Talking about. And only with 1 town center, the Rus are already 27 villagers ahead. This is very bad. Reinforcements will come soon. Now this is a number of Spearman you don't want to. Will this Spearman will able to protect the prelate? It looks like the Spearman managed to get some hits here. Looks like the Scholar will go back home. Stone was getting gathered. Looks like he wants to put a keep as soon as possible. A keep in this situation will give you a lot of room to breathe. But UA is not letting him. But those amount of Spearmen are really strong unit. Come on, dude. Don't die here. You come so far. Unit's gonna be garrison here, and this is what I mean. It's like a terrible spot to be gathering the board. Spearman gonna be chasing those knights. Nice charge. Managed to get one knight down. The charge of these guys are like bees. 36 plus. Is it like 46 charge melee damage? It's pretty strong. This one has a springle in placement, so should be in a very good spot already. Reinforcements will arrive. This should be able to hold. It's like he lost a villager here or two. Fortified outpost coming here for this side of the map. Insufficient wood. Now more stone is being gathered. The problem is that's not enough for a keep. A keep needs 900 stone. The raids are unstoppable here. The GOA actually causing a lot of trouble to Vertex. Nicky Monk tried to do a Wololo, managed to leave another day. Only 100 more stone to get a keep. I don't know if that's his plan, but it looks like that's his plan for now. GOA went down from almost 30 knights to 11. That's the problem of not having archers. You cannot deal with this. Like, eventually they will catch up. Now Vertex is going for it. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the Rus base. Is he in a second town center? Yes, he's on a second town center. He's having the time of his life here. It's very well protected. These palisade walls are stronger. Remember, the Rus has fortified palisade walls, which have 2.5 health. Meanwhile, this one has only half health, so they're pretty strong. But these guys, when it comes to torch damage, they are really something. You're just taking a look, like, do I burn it down? Or I, like... Sacred Site's gonna be captured here. Vertex doesn't have enough for a keep, and looks like there is a warrior monk here. Looks like GOA will actually steal this relic here, but emergency repairs get called. Will he manage to steal it? Unfortunately, he will have to retreat for now. Springle emplacements too strong for him. Vertex already mixing with some man-at-arms. Raiding with Spearman. This is what you have here, so... The Gilded Knight. It's there. And this guy will just melt villagers. 3 hits to kill a villager. Do they have... And even they have textiles, so they have more HP. GOA will be forced to return with his mass here. But this is not a fight you wanna have. It's against Spearman. You just want to poke and leave. And in terms of numbers, it's really hard to tell who's gonna have the advantage here. It looks like GOA will be able to clean this up. The Spearman numbers for Vertex gone pretty much to almost none, only 6 left. Meanwhile, he's getting a lot of time to go Imperial. Already have a lot of gold. Always nice to have an excess of gold. You can always get those upgrades without feeling guilty. Only 1 relic for GOA. This outpost a little bit exposed here. And a keep will go up for Vertex. Will it go up before GOA actually managed to get inside the base? He's already very low on economic supply. He's on 32 villagers at this point in the game. 25 minutes, 32 villagers is like... that's a pretty rough spot here. Screenshot time. Springle emplacements actually doing a really good job, and the keep goes up, and this should make sure that Vertex doesn't die, at least for now, because with knights you cannot really take this down pretty easily. To put a relic here just to be a little bit safer. GOA playing the only knights challenge. He don't really care about the archers. Like, we'll go only for knights. And in a way, it's a very easy way. It's an easier way to play the game when you only have 1 unit composition. The problem is, how do you deal with this? You're gonna lose a lot of units against those spearmen. More villagers going down. Already 31 for the game. You're talking about 32 villagers against 91. I think this is over for Vertex. Look at that supply that GOA has. Will they be able to take this down? I think this is gonna take a while. I don't think it's gonna happen. Meanwhile, you know what? Let's just burn the farms. Spearman already here to save the day. More knights here. There are knights everywhere. Already 36 knights. At this point you want to combine them, go into the base and kill all the villagers if you have the chance. But the problem is you have a keep here and you have outposts with the springle emplacement, so it's gonna be really hard for you. Like Vertex gonna go for another raid with the gilded knights. They're gonna find the reinforcements here. How many stables do you have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 that I can 6. I think it's six stables. That's a good amount of stables. Already 43 knights. Almost 100 villagers against 36. And you can see the numbers for Vertex not looking good. When it comes to military, he have done a really good job on investing those resources into spearmen and knights. I'm gonna decapture that sacred site. The wall looks like it has to go up, but looks like it won't. Just need to put a body here. Put a little bit of a body block. Like the wall won't finish here. Already have wall here, so he's in a pretty safe spot. When it comes to gold, he's pretty good. Vertex having a really tough time against GOA. Look at the number of these knights. How can you get out of there? Oh my god, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. This is crazy. The amount of knights that are here. How many you have here? 35, and these are not all the knights. More knights are here. Like, they don't care about the Spearman. This Spearman is gonna have a bad time. But here comes the hero of the day. It's gonna be the Palace of Suabia, but it's gonna take a while to catch up on the villager count. You're talking about 35 against 111 supply. But what is saving him, in a way, is that GUA doesn't have any archers, so he can still fight against this army. It's like, you wanna go mass knights? I'm gonna go mass spearman. Vertex goes Imperial, and with that, Palace of Suabia will print villagers every 8 seconds. Every 8 seconds you will get a new villager. Now this is a fight you don't want to lose, so because if you lose this army, you lose the game. You need to go back to your base, fight next to the keep. Let's take a look at the range of the keep, and indeed that's exactly what you want. Vertex somehow is still surviving here, but the number of knights go for another raid. But at this point, Vertex don't care about so much about the villagers, because here it's already 41. He will be printing villagers like crazy here. Big number of knights here. Like, it looks like he even have a monk here, just in case he wants to steal a relic. There you go, first relic here. Is the monk gonna survive? That's the question here. Now you need +1 range attack. I know you don't have archers, but the town center and the keeps and everything will benefit for the +1 range attack here. Emergency repairs already here. Where is Vertex army? That's the question. Like, emergency repairs gonna save the day again. Here, 2 attempts already where GUA have been trying to steal the relic from Vertex and wasn't successful with it just because of emergency repairs. Oh my god. This guy is like, they don't pay me enough for this. No. Oh god. Let's Pat Kaya Tower. Keep with all weapon emplacements, increase health. And you can also build stone walls as the rules if you have this one. Isn't it nice to have a keep with all the emplacements already here? And the good thing is that if it gets destroyed, basically you can repair it with wood, so you're in a pretty good spot. Looks like GUA will try to go for a sacred victory. It looks like he will need another type of unit. Take a look at his base. He already pretty much finished the farm transition here. But when it comes to unit composition, you need those archers to deal with those spearmen. Or at least a Magonel. Now Vertex already almost 60. Catching up with the villager count. He's sending villagers with no fear everywhere. Everyone work overtime. You need to catch up. Vertex in a very good spot when it comes to taking the sacred sites. The south one, it's gonna be a hard one. Has a lot of HP. And this one already has a keep here. No emplacements yet, meaning Vertex could potentially go here, but he don't have the army to deal with that yet. How will he get out of this? It's already behind on villagers. It's gonna need some time to recover. And at the same time, your opponent is already on 2 sacred sites. One in the south, one in the north. Gonna be able to mass the Spearman again. Ulolo attempt. He managed to lose the relic If there is a scholar here, he could be able to steal that rally back. I don't think that's gonna happen. Spearman gonna try to do the best they can. But this number of knights is too high here. Biology going for GUA, increasing the health of those knights at any point in the game from 295 to 354. That's a big amount of health. Now, what's his strategy for Vertex? He have the barracks. He has elite man-at-arms, which are pretty good. University coming, should be able to have those elite army tactics. And there is not much production for Vertex already. He needs much more production if he wants to catch up with the military count. He's trying to get some time, forcing his opponent to fight in his base. Sending those spearmen. He knows his opponent. It's not respecting the rule that if you have a spearman, you cannot go with knights. These guys will just melt your army. And then you need to wait again for your reinforcements. And there you go. 22 spearmen. That's not an army you want to fight with your knights. Do they have the area damage? I think that's it. That's an upgrade they can get with... yeah, I think the upgrade is here. They do have area damage, actually. And these guys can actually burn a lot of farms if they decide to do so. Meanwhile, another keep will be here. Vertex will play it slow but steady. He's gonna have a keep here. And probably, potentially could have a siege workshop to contest this. Because this one, forget about it. You don't want to fight against this landmark. Too strong for you. For this one you need bombards, you need trebuchets, you need a lot of rams. And now the spearman actually, when it comes to this number of knights, the spearman actually trying to hold as much as they can, but it's too many of them. More spearmen coming here for Vertex. Cannon emplacements going out for Vertex too. No +1 range attack coming for Vertex, meaning this keep is not gonna do a lot of damage. It's just there for show, actually. Hey, look at the damage here. Not much, actually. And more units for Vertex coming here. He's already catching up with the villager count, 86 already. But this is a tough situation. Almost 5 minutes left. And looks like GOA will go for another attempt to get a relic. But this is not an army where you can exactly get a relic from. And at this point the raids won't really work because Vertex has the Palace of Suabia, so for any villager you kill, he will get replaced instantly. So you need more than a raid to cause some damage to his economy at this point. They put a tower here. More spearmen. Gonna be able. You're gonna be able to take down those stables here. GOA actually don't care about the... Your opponent goes spearman. It's like, I only have knights. That's it. Do we see a ram here? There we see. We do see the first ram. Gonna get lightweight beams. We see the first ram going there, but you're gonna need more than one ram. Actually, he's putting the ram here to contest the sacred site, and it can actually work if you think about it. You stay here and put all your units. You only need a little bit of bread here. Sacred site already halfway. The timer is gonna stop, but the villagers are gonna ram to kill that ram. They're gonna have to go back. Looks like the sacred site gonna still be in the capture here. The army from GUA very far from it. Looks like he's giving up on this. Look at the spearman. What is this? What? It's like, who needs siege when you have gilded spearmen? Look at the torch damage, 28 each. And I think they do have the upgrade for AoE damage, which doesn't really affect pace, but oh my god, a spearman against a keep. GUA with 31 knights again, but this time he has some archers into the mix. Do they have upgrades? Elite upgrades coming soon. Incendiary arrows also coming here. Looks like Vertex will be able to put his own keep here. The problem is this gold is already gone, so it's not much resources here. You still have a little bit of gold here. The good thing is he's sitting with 4 relics. Look at that, the Landnesh and the Spearman. But actually, the Landnesh actually gonna do great. GG. Come on, the Landnesh, it's here. The Landnesh gonna do a lot of damage to those archers. Something that GUA didn't expect to see. And it's very hard to micro, because how do you kill those Landnesh? Like, they are mixing with the Spearman. And now the archer mass is gone for GUA. And definitely you're gonna need more archers to deal with this. At this point, a couple of Magonels can actually be of great help. Vertex already over 100 villagers. In a really good spot, sitting with 4 relics. It's incredible how he has managed to make a comeback in this game. The keep looks like it's gonna go up. It does go up. Almost all the villagers went down, but indeed. Now with that keep here, UA will have a hard time. That's the beauty of the Palace of Suabia. It's just, I'm just gonna print villagers like crazy, and I'm gonna take over all the map. Now GUA realizing, you know what, only knights not gonna be an option for me. I'm gonna go for archers. And now he has 28 archers, so he's in a really good spot. Look at that, those spearmen are just gonna burn everything. Come on, man. Well, technically this is burning, but it's gonna go back. Cannon emplacement will come anytime soon. I already have cannon emplacements here, but looks like this tower will go down. And the spearman numbers, it's gonna be Spearman and Landnesh. And look at that, so much damage. Actually the Landnesh doing a lot of damage. Look at the GUA's army, numbers going down extremely fast. And the Landnesh will manage to get to hit the archers now. Looks like this keep is not gonna go up. Unfortunately, GUA will have to leave this spot to Vertex. We have another Spearman to take down the keep again. Classic stuff here from Order of the Dragon. Spearman counters keeps. That's what we learned today. More towers going here. Vertex doing an incredible comeback, forcing GUA to go to the drawing table and see how can I win this. I already have this super good tower at the south. It's not really protecting anything from my base, and you know, Sacred Side victory is not even possible for him at this moment. The number of spearmen here is crazy. Good Vertex resources. It's like food is like going over the top here. Already one bombard in place. Another one will come soon. Looks like GOA will be forced to get out of that stun. Looks like he mined enough gold here. The problem is, when it comes to the resources, GOA have 500 gold a minute. This is a really tough spot for GOA. A horseman. Now, are these elite horsemen? Yes, they are. They're gonna be even tanking the knights here, but it looks like the horseman's force is gonna go down. Now this is the army you should take care. Spearman counters everything. That's what we learned today. Spearman counter keep, counter archers. Take a look at the Vertex vision. Already have control over this side of the map. This gold is still being uncontested. Still a chance for both of these players to get that gold. More units coming for Vertex. Let's take a look at his production. 8 stables, 5 barracks. I think you need more at this point. You have a lot of wood. You need those reinforcements to come as quickly as possible. Now, GOA doing what he should have done long time ago. Has a mass of archers to deal with those Landage and Spearman. This is the right counter. And behind those walls, he should be sitting in a very good spot. The problem is Vertex already have an outpost with cannon emplacements inside his base. And this Kaya Tower going down against those elite horsemen. But technically it was a bombard here. Looks like this wall is gonna go down, and with that, Vertex is gonna go for it. Now he needs something to deal with those archers. You can see how effective they are against those spearmen. His mass is not gonna be good enough, and at this point, I feel like some gilded knights will really do a nice job, but they're very expensive. We're seeing the first one being built. A raid coming here for GOA. Looks like it's not gonna do much here. Not at the farms, it's like no man's land here. How do you deal with this number of villagers? GOA pulling all the villagers here in an attempt to actually come back. What happened here? It's like they wanted to pull the villagers, but what happened here? Bombards already still alive here, and we see a mix of stealthy and with this number of archers, it's gonna be hard for you to keep pushing. But I think the bomber is gonna do quite a good job against those archers. And when it comes to military, GOA having really good numbers. Vertex not having enough production here. Oh, 11 stables. Looks like he's gonna go for the Gilded Knights. Already have 2 on the field, 5 more will come. Trying to get as little as gold as possible. But this is a fight. It's gonna be hard for GOA just because there is so many outposts here. You have a keep. Cannon emplacement coming soon for this keep in the south. The gold ran out in this place. You still have a little bit of gold here. 179. It's pretty much nothing. And you still have gold here, so if you manage to get this gold, you'll be in a pretty good spot. Do they know about this gold? Vertex knows about it at least. Now GUA forcing to go horseman. 55 horsemen on the queue. What are they gonna do with that? Military numbers for Vertex going up really quickly. Like UA will try to take down this tower here. It's taking a long time to do that. And villagers are gonna go here to the gold in the north. Gonna put some palisade walls to be able to have a good time here. The horseman get inside. These are even better than horsemen, not even elite. He doesn't have the gold here. Oh, this game is madness. I'm happy I chose this one. It looks like this skip may go down. These are a lot of horsemen. But not with the Gilded Knights. The Gilded Knights have arrived. And look how many of them there are. Only 5 actually. It's not the Gilded Knights, it's the Gilded Horsemen. They look pretty cool actually. Now this is a mass that actually favors Vertex. Because the Gilded Knights are gonna be tanky here. Still alive actually, 5 of them. Really doing a really good job. The trade starting for Vertex already. 63 gold, actually not a bad amount of gold. Already putting some walls here. Meanwhile, not trade for GUA yet. How many traders are we talking about? 16 traders already. And now the Spearman, come on. Burn that farm. I want to see how fast they burn. And this is an army where you don't really need siege to burn buildings. Look at that. A spearman against the main town center, just burning it like this. Yeah, that's what we learned today. Spearman counter everything, counter keeps, counter knights, counter town centers, counter pretty much everything. Now I don't see a way GUA can get out of this. Even a sacred victory is approaching for Vertex. I already have trade going and GUA taps out Vertex with an incredible performance here. Managed to make a great comeback showing how good the Order of the Dragon is on the late game.